Did you know that some of your favorite skincare products contain tiny particles? And these particles are so small that they're actually measured in nanometers. These particles are called nanoparticles, and they have a pretty interesting impact on skincare. So, what is a nanoparticle anyways? Well, let's start with its size. So, if you compare a meter to a nanometer, a meter would be 10 to the 9 times bigger. That's 1 followed by 9 zeros. Okay, so these are very small particles and they're found in your skincare. But what do they do? Well, the simple answer is that they do everything larger particles do, but they can go deeper into your skin layers. But what are skin layers? So think of your skin as a 3-layered cake. The top layer, which interacts with the outside world, is called the epidermis. Here, epi means top. The middle layer is called the dermis, and the lowest layer is called the hypodermis, and hypo means low. Normal particles usually sit on top of the skin epidermis, but nanoparticles can actually enter the skin layers, which has its benefits and disadvantages. Because they go deeper into the skin, this means that they're actually more effective than traditional cosmetic products, they last longer on the skin, and they look better when used in makeup products. For example, if you've ever bought sunscreen that just had a terrible white cast, you should try nanoparticles in your sunscreen. They actually go into your skin and have a less obvious white cast, and they also provide better and higher UV protection compared to larger particles. But that's not the only thing that nanoparticles do in sunscreen. In fact, they actually make your sunscreen more photostable. The term photostable is just a fancy way of saying that this product is stable under the sun's rays. And this is very important because you actually want your sunscreen to work under the sun. So because they're so stable, they're also used with retinoids, which is a product that comes from vitamin A, as well as vitamin C to increase their stability. Vitamin A as well as vitamin C are very unstable. Nanoparticles are also used everywhere around us and not just in skincare. So, for example, gold nanoparticles have been used in chemotherapy to treat cancer patients, and silver nanoparticles are used as antibacterial agents in hand sanitizers, socks, pillows, soaps, and more. So this all sounds way too good to be true. So where's the catch? Well, because it's not exactly known just how far nanoparticles can penetrate, there's a lot of debate on the toxic effects. So, for example, a study done in 2018 found that nanoparticles were able to go all the way into the sweat glands and hair follicles, which places them in the dermis. Hair follicles are the roots of your hairs, and sweat glands are these small tubes under your skin that produce sweat. So this tells us that nanoparticles were small enough to make it into the dermis layer of the skin. But why is it so important how deep nanoparticles go? Well, the problem is that nanoparticles are able to enter and cross your cells, your tissues, skin, and enter into your bloodstream through inhalation or ingestion. And it's actually very easy to inhale or ingest nanoparticles if they're in your socks and pillows, hand sanitizers, skincare, soap. It's basically all around you. It's not that hard to inhale or ingest them. So what could happen if nanoparticles do cross your cells and tissues? Well, some research has shown that nanoparticles, such as titanium dioxide, which is used a lot in cosmetics, can cause DNA damage, and that basically just leads to cancer, heart disease, neurological disease, and aging. But other studies conducted on nanoparticles show that they're not toxic at all. So this has been a controversy for a while and has led a lot of people to request that products that use nanoparticles be labeled and include health risks and side effects. Another controversy is over their harm on the environment. So nanoparticles used in sunscreen can harm marine life and coral reefs, and this is because they do not dissolve easily, so they can accumulate in the water. And even when they do dissolve, they release a lot of chemicals that can damage marine life and coral reefs and basically kill fish. So let's recap everything we've covered today. So first of all, nanoparticles are these small particles that are used in a lot of cosmetics, such as sunscreen and vitamin C and retinoids. The skin has 3 layers, and nanoparticles are able to penetrate those layers, and we've seen some articles that show that nanoparticles can reach even the dermis, which is the second layer of the skin. Nanoparticles provide a more elegant finish in cosmetics because they actually go into your skin, so you might not get a gross white cast, for example, from using sunscreen. And nanoparticles can be toxic to humans as well as the environment.